Hi YouTube. Okay, today we're going to install this smaller tank for the diesel heater in the bathroom in the Roadtrek. We see these two holes here. I could just, they give you screws. I could just screw through here and mount it on the wall. But I want to be able to take it off to be able to set it out in a more convenient place to fill it up with fuel. I did some initial steps. Of course, I built this quite a while ago. Right angle to, cut straight lines and that kind of thing. So I cut a piece of material the right length. I put a groove in it because this tank has a welt going around it here. Now, I don't want these to take the strain and support of the tank because that's a good way to get a tank to start leaking. So I want to support the weight of the tank so these aren't doing a lot of shear work. The shear weight of the tank is being taken care of by this little platform I'm going to build. So it's like a little tiny bookshelf. So now I need to cut some right angle braces. Alright, so there are the cross members. And now it's just a matter of gluing them and letting them set up for a while. So I'm going to do that. Alright, so there we have our glued up shelf, and we'll just let it set up. That'll be plenty strong enough to hold that little tank. This is way overkill for that, but better strong than weak. And then I think I'm probably going to put a couple of eyelets up on top of the tank, above the tank, and just run a couple of bungee cords from the shelf around the tank up to the hooks at the top. I think that should keep everything stable and secure. Okay, so here's the shelf. It's all glued up nice and firm. Got to drill holes in here. I'm going to use this dimension here to drill the holes. And then the shelf will mount up on the wall with the tank on top. I'll probably use the simplest method, just a couple of bungee cords around here, an eyelet down here, and an eyelet up here. That'll make it easy to remove the bungee cords, move the tank out to where I can fill it, and put it back in place. And the bungee cord should keep that in place just fine. The other thing that needs to be handled is a hole needs to be drilled in the tank for the bulkhead fitting that picks the fuel up from the inside of the tank and lets it run outside into the fuel line and on to the diesel heater. So that'll be another operation coming up here shortly. Alright, so to get that bulkhead in there, I already drilled the hole. It was a 1/4 inch hole. I left it tight. The threads are actually a little wider than 1/4 inch. But by leaving it tight, I'm hoping that'll improve the seal against the threads so that these O-rings are doing a minimum amount of sealing. But now, how do you get this in there, threaded through, and tightened in position? Well, use this method here. The first thing you do is run a wire, kind of a bent wire. You run it through the tank and you fish it out through the big hole here, have it come out through the top. Then you take the fitting here and drop it on the wire. And when you drop it on the wire, then obviously it's the track for this thing, and it comes down, and then you can pull it out. I have these little hook ends on it, so if I needed to pull it back out, I could put a hook end on this end, pull the wire all the way down, and help get this barb fitting out through the hole. Now this barb fitting is smaller than 1/4 inch, so it goes through easily. Then once I get to the threads, I just use a pair of pliers with soft jaws and how I make the soft jaws is I use a towel or rag or something, and that enables me to get around the barb fitting without doing any damage to it. And I hold on to that and turn counterclockwise, because this is threading clockwise. These threads are clockwise threads, right-hand threads. And then once that's in place, it's just a matter of putting on the O-ring. And these are special nut. This is a special nut, not just any nut. This has got a little detent in it so that when it tightens up onto the O-ring, it creates a nice tight seal. And now just to get this firm and secure, I'll hold it with the pliers and tighten it with a wrench. Once that's all done, out comes the wire, and the tank can be installed. Alright, so this is where I'm going to install the tank, and hopefully you can see the right angle pencil mark on the wall there. That's where the shelf's going to go. And I put a little VHB tape on the shelf just to hold it in place temporarily while I drill the holes, and we'll see how that goes. The power pack and the little bulb, this USB power pack and this bulb are really handy, like a little drop light that's easy to position and gives you light where otherwise you wouldn't have any light. So those things are really handy. So there's the shelf, there's the old tank and the fitting, and we'll get the new tank and put it on there. And there it is. And I think I'll run the fuel line out the back side. Be a little neater than having a fuel line sticking out here in front. I positioned the tank and the shelf such that I can get out the spray nozzle for the shower if I want to. And the height of the shelf is just above my shoulder, so sitting down on the toilet, it really doesn't interfere at all. I still have the same amount of shoulder height as I would have otherwise. You can see that's kind of about where my head would be when I'm sitting on the toilet. Alright, so here's the part we need to change right here. And we're just going to unscrew the clamp. Just plug the hose on here. And there we go. So now we'll unravel this hose and put the tank up here on the shelf. So there we have the hose going through the wall of the bathroom over to the diesel furnace. So there we have it there. Now it's just a matter of putting a couple of eyelets in here, a couple of eyelets down here, and attaching a couple of bungee cords. These eyelets are so tiny, I'm going to use a center punch to locate where I want to put them. Move the tank out of the way. There we go. Do another one behind here. It's not going to go anywhere with the door in place. It's a little track, front and back. It's pretty solid in there. That's it. Got a little bit of that mad scientist look. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. If you think it'd help somebody else, please share it with them. If you'd like to get more content like this, then subscribe and ring the bell, and you'll be notified when new content gets posted. Uploaded, I should say. Thanks for watching this video, and as always, comment as you see fit. Till the next video, see you later.